is hard, and the mindset shifts that I'm making is that hi, welcome back to another episode of That Happy Habit, the podcast. It's your host Meg Goodman, and I'm here for another episode. Today we're going to be discussing a bit about mindset shifting heading into these colder months, and just acknowledging that it does get a little bit harder as someone who is starting to struggle with it now as we head into those cold months, just starting to talk about it. Update for the fortnight. It's been pretty busy. I've been directing a musical, so that's been absorbing a lot of my time. The musical is on Thursday, so if you're around Palmerston or Dunedin, please come watch. It's been a lot of work and I'm really proud of these kids. There's some things in a teaching career that you put so much time into, and the only thing you get back is the children's output, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like I get paid extra to do this. I'm just doing it because I enjoy seeing these kids succeed. So for me, it's a massive achievement. I've only ever been in a musical. I've never had to produce one. So this is really, really intense and really fun though. I've placed an order for my next planners. That's actually going to be my first physical product, which is really, really, really exciting. As you can probably tell by my voice, I'm pretty exhausted, but I'm planning on having a really relaxing night tonight. It is Saturday at the time of recording this, and then just taking a chill day tomorrow before it is going to be a big week. Also on notes, I'm finding confidence in my new gym. I'm finding a regular routine, although I am really busy at the moment. Still managing to find time to go in a few times a week has been a priority for me, and I'm loving it and feeling super confident, so that's awesome. My recommendation for this week kind of fits with the theme of mindset shifting and focusing on yourself. It's having a moment for yourself, somewhere where you just acknowledge what you're doing well. You can always get so hung up on the what's next or what you're working towards, but taking a moment to acknowledge what you're doing well. So I thought I would do that on the podcast with you guys. Something that I'm doing well at the moment is I am smashing my job. My job I put a lot of work into, my teaching career, and I would say I am doing a fantastic job in that. And so just acknowledging that although yes, I am putting all this work into it, it is paying off. Like, I am doing a great job there. My business, I am progressing forward in ways that I didn't even know were possible. I see a future in this, and I can see how this will be my career. And that's really exciting in itself. Something else I'm doing well is I am keeping in touch with my friends. I'm keeping in touch with my family. I'm just prioritizing me at the moment, and I think that that's really paying off. And spending time with me and Josh, just us, nothing crazy, nothing too flashy. So that's my recommendation, just to look after yourself and find that little moment of time where you can just acknowledge what you are doing well and not get so hung up on the what ifs or the what's next. But yeah, let's get into the episode. This is going to be a little bit more of a short, sharp episode, just as I go through what I'm doing at the moment to help shift my mindset. Lately, I've been so busy that it's so easy to fall into this routine where you just start to feel a bit flat. Like I talked about in my burnout episode, and you just start, it's like pre-burnout feeling where you start to go, oh, well, do I actually really enjoy this anymore? Or is the fun of it starting worn off? So I just thought I'd talk about a few things that I've been thinking about and things that have been going through my mind. So as I spend a bit of time on social media, I've seen there's a lot of things about people entering their soft girl era. And if you don't know what your soft girl era is, it's about like that hibernation zone where you read and you're not going out to the parties, you're not going out to the social events, you're not hustling all the time, you're not working really hard. We are working really hard, but in your own right. You're not business work, like pretty much what I'm in now, you're not doing that. And I think it's quite difficult to see things like that all over social media and then be so different from it. And like I talked about in the imposter syndrome episode, filling that gap. So I am not in my soft skill era at the moment. I'm in the first year of running a business, and I am in hustle mode to try and make this earn an income so that I can push down how much I work outside of this business. So acknowledging that it can look different from others, and some people might be in one era of their life and you are in an entirely different one. And I don't know if you've ever even noticed with friends, you actually go through waves with friends, and you'll notice you actually hit different points where you're you're aiming for different things and you're focusing on different goals, and that's okay. But you do come back together. You go through motions and zones, and it's really cool when you line up and you're in that same zone of life, and it's really cool and really exciting. And sometimes when you are in different zones, you can talk to each other and compare them, and it's not a negative thing. I think so often it gets noted as a negative thing. The second thing that I was thinking about as you head into these cooler months was a bit of a mindset shift, and I posted about it on my Instagram a couple of days ago, and I only really clicked as to where it came from today. But instead of saying you have to do something, saying you get to do something. So just switching that mindset and that wording, although it's not enough of a push in itself to get me to do it, but just it kind of puts you in more of a positive state while you're doing it. So for example, I have an hour-long commute to work, and I sometimes can get really hung up in the fact that I'm wasting so much time. This is a negative in my life. But if I'm switching it to, I actually get to drive to work. I have a car, I have a job, I have people that I can carpool with. I'm driving from a home that I love, from a family that I love. So acknowledging that there are lots of positives in that, and not just focusing on that negative side of it and that negative kind of hollow that it holds on you. The next thing I wanted to acknowledge with this mindset shift into these cooler months is that winter is hard. It is cold. There are shorter days. You're not going to get the same output that you would have had from summer. It's unrealistic to hold that same expectation on yourself. Be realistic. It's not going to be as easy. It is going to be more difficult. And I know that you may look at people online and think that they're thriving and they're doing it. I'm here to tell you right now, it may look like it's going really well and all positive online. It's hard. I get home from a long day of work and the last thing I want to do is edit content. But I'm working towards a bigger goal. And like I said, I'm not in my soft girl era right now. I'm in my hustle era where I am focusing on meeting those goals and those achievements. So if I don't put in that work, it's not going to get there. Nobody's going to get me across the line but me. And at the moment, that's the mindset I'm in. I need to work to get across the line. And in doing that, I'm actually producing self-care. So my Instagram, my routines, they all incorporate self-care naturally. So it's quite a cool space to be in. The content I want to create actually benefits me and it self-develops for me. So it's kind of a win-win. I did put up on my Instagram a couple of polls and I thought I'd share back. I asked if people worked on their mindsets, and there was only 33% that said they didn't. So it was quite cool to see that there are quite a lot of people out there who are progressively working on their mindsets and aiming to be that better person. I also asked where you got your content from for self-development. So most people said that they listen to podcasts, which is cool because that's where you are right now. And so I guess I come under the self-development aspect. Personally for me, I listen to podcasts as well because I like being able to do things at the same time as it. So I'll go for a walk, I will go for a drive, I will be walking around the supermarket. So like I'm multi-using that time. And I think I had a couple of people respond saying that they either did it while they walked or they did it while they were doing something else. And I acknowledge that that's probably the reason it's easier. Also, audiobooks are fantastic. So I know that a couple of you put books. Try audiobooks. A really easy way to still listen to a book, but not have to have the physical time to be able to sit down and read, because that kind of gets lost in a busier work week. This is going to be a shorter episode, but I thought I would just end with a meditation. And I know that's a bit different to what I normally do, but it's something that I think probably is quite relevant to where I'm at the moment. This is probably just more of a ramble, this episode, but it is just a check-in for me, and this is going to contain a few affirmations and you just need to follow along. So if you are driving, please don't close your eyes, but if you are in a place where you are able to just close your eyes and sit down, or if you're on a walk, please don't close your eyes as well because you will walk into things, but just settle into it. We're going to do a few deep breaths together. So 5 big deep breaths. I just want you to count in for 3. So 2, 3, and out for 3. 1, 2, 3. Do 4 more just like that. You can return your breathing back to normal now. I'm going to say a few affirmations and I want you to just repeat them after me, okay? I'm allowed to change through phases of my life. I am strong enough to build my dream mindset. I am capable of attracting the success that I want. Success is what I have already created, and any more that I get is what I am building on. I am proud of who I am and who I am becoming. And I want just to take another 2 big breaths for me, please. Thank you for those who actually did stick around for the meditation. I know it's not super long, but I find breathing and positive affirmation a fantastic tool to recenter myself. Often in school, if I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, or I think I just need to recenter in into who I am and where I'm at right now, I will do a few deep breaths, and the kids have now learned if I'm feeling overwhelmed, that is the tool that I use to help myself self-regulate. So I just think acknowledging we're all human, it is hard, and the mindset shifts that I made this. I'm allowed to be in the era that I'm allowed to be in, and I'm in a bit of a hustle era right now, and that's okay. And acknowledging that winter does get that little bit more difficult. So please look after yourselves, team, and the next one I will do for you will be in the school holidays. So hopefully I'll be able to do a couple of extra podcasts for you in that time. I'm really looking forward to it. So thanks for listening, team. Bye.